Goes too straight to Jordan Cox. The two would have been teammates, the Essex batter. Square leg boundary, the vacant square leg. Probably still is. Turned away to mid for both. Ooh, that's a beauty from Tucker. There's an appeal for Corbney, really. Fuller trying to tempt James Rew into the drive again. Yeah, a couple of test wickets.
Yeah.
He's got 9 international wickets, Abe.
To do, don't they? 2 slips and a gully in place. A big flashy drive from Jordan Cox through to Drew Vention for that test match. That's a short ball. It's pulled away by Jordan Cox dismissively with a couple of bounces down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. Entirety of that, and just turned and casually watched it fly over his head down to the yards, and it's a beauty, and that is an appeal, and it's gone this time.
It felt like it was in slow motion looking at it from here.
Wanted to play, and England Lions are 219 for 4.
Yeah, and it was just that batting time, and there was that little bit of wobble after it had taken the nick. That'll make Khalil Ahmed feel a little bit better about the morning. It'll make India A feel a little bit better about their work. It's an app. That one keeps a little bit low. Rew plays down the inside. Really simple. Sunglasses on. Rew able to just turn that one down to fine leg, pick up a single. So
Morning, wouldn't it? With that 5.5 hour time difference between local time and
beautiful. Oh, speaking of beauty, that's a lovely delivery, just shaped across the left season. Same again. This is good. Thacker, but he's been excellent since.
Off in here at the county grounds. It does advance it. Khalil Ahmed gets a thick outside edge. James Rew. And that is an absolute beauty. And that's some of that white ball prowess that we would... George Hill, first bat for the Lions in this series. And
92 for 3. And Khalil Ahmed has picked up the wicket.
Rebuild, start again.
It's a healthy def.
Up a little bit. There's a big appeal for caught behind. Has it flicked the 5 pad? Has it flicked a little bit of glove?
4 slips in place. Chris Wokes on strike. Back of a length. Punched into the offside. Will run up towards the signal box and the supporters club here at the county ground. It'll be a long chase, and the fielder will win as the ball just runs. A third moves on to 5. Just one career fifer in the 23. And Holden will make a really quick single there. There was a chance at the non-striker's end. He had one that he's got his sights on, and he does go past the outside edge this time. Chris Wokes does play inside the line. He's got plenty of dismissals so far in the end.
Chris Wokes, I think, and it's really dying on the wicket-keeper there. He's got a lot of ground to cover. He knows there's no first limit. It wasn't a bottom edge, actually. It was an outside edge, but it's dying on him. He's had to die a little bit. Saw that gap opening up towards the railway box up there. And maybe Jarrell.
Shubman Gill. And that's defended in the end by Farhan Ahmed.
Summer of Test cricket. That's good pace again. 3. And Cambosh here, particularly against Farhan Ahmed. As Cambosh continues, and that is a short ball, and it's very, very short. So that'll be called one for the on a weekend ago. And there is the first crack in the armour. A wide,
very relaxed character. It is one of his strengths. He's a very nice. Oh, and he's bowled him. Max Holden maybe is frustrated. Who knows? He'll be frustrated now, though. That one's nipped back in.
He trudges off here at the county ground, and by all accounts here, it looks like India A are going to take a pretty healthy first innings lead. It's up to get a little inside edge on that, back onto the stumps. Whether what has worked and what hasn't, but if you bowl tight to the stumps here at Northampton, you seem to be rewarded, don't you? There were a lot.
He's on strike, right-hander. Edge that one. Oh, and it's gone in the gap almost between Karan Nair and Dhruv Jarrell. It was quite close to another slip there because he put his hand down. It was low. It would have been a great grab, but he almost pulled out of it. Let's have another look at that one. It was a genuine keeper. Pandey will be ticking. All fast bowlers tick, particularly when played with the straight bat by Josh Chung. Well, that's one flicked up in the air. It's going to fall safe. if he wasn't already frustrated, Tushar Deshpande. Left alone by Farhan Ahmed. End of the over, 64 gone. 2-4. Free slips in a gully. Yeah, I think he pretty much said something like that. He wasn't listening closely enough. Maybe I looked distracted. Fuller goes for the Yorker. Pushed down the ground from Farhan Ahmed. So get to have another go at it. Is dropping again, 3.82. It's been a really good morning, I think. Nice shot by Tongue. Flicks it into the leg side. And fair play to the fielder at short leg, who was absolutely raced.
Flicked away again by Tongue, this time down to final leg. He throws it in underarm. And that will be the end of over number 66.
Deshpande is bowling a bumper that flies through to Jav Jarrell, who takes it. He went hands down initially and ended up having edge. It hasn't quite carried, and what it has done is hit KL Rahul on the end of the fingers. Weeks before a test series where you're probably in line to be India's senior opener.
Got to him on the half volley, didn't it? Which is 3 slips, leg gully, big pushy drive that time from Farhan Ahmed. This looks to be a bit more expanded, bit of flavouring, bit of seasoning.
You like your mustard, don't you?
Actually, I don't.
Do you not?
No, I'm not a fan. Yeah, final ball of the over then. That one down the leg side. It's going to run all the way down to the boundary. Sprayed down the leg side, really. It's going to time. The ball has crossed the boundary rope. 261 for 8 after 69 overs. 75 remaining before lunch, although it looks like the players were kind of interested about having a sit down now.
Yeah, no one's told. Josh Tongue outside edge for 4, but that aside, boundaries have been few and far between. The last genuine boundary off the bat was in the 51st. Okay. Flicked. It was upish. It's a nice shot from Josh Tongue. It was in the air for...
Slight difference between Farhan Ahmed and Josh Tongue coming out in their running strides there. Tongue barely looked.
Nice shot from Farhan Ahmed. Tucked off his hips in between the fielder at square leg and short leg. Picks up a single. Saying, have you ever had your... Do you know how quickly you do, Bob?
I have, and it's really quite humbling.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, I never thought...
Is it?
Oh, inside it.
It's all good. Shall we do that?
Well, it probably would have been better to have communicated that, wouldn't it, before we started.
Sometimes you have to let people behind the veil. You weren't checking the weather forecast. What on earth were we doing at lunch? I'm probably having our lunch.
I remember going to get a sandwich.
That's a nice looking shot, and it's gone through the legs of mid-on. A rare mistake actually. India were very good, Fandy, I think it is, at mid-on. Let that one through the legs. Maybe just slightly stiff in the hamstrings.
Stylish front foot defence by... I wonder if that's something that would be
to work on. Kumar Reddy into Farhan Ahmed, who doesn't need to work on.
Could by coaches in a previous era. So what have they learnt and experienced through?
The players are very much looking to the coach for stylistic guidance and to be soft hands. This one bounces in front of KL Rahul. In the end, Ahmed moves on to 24. That will get Nitish Kumar Reddy ticking a little bit. Oh, nearly.
Yeah, how much Test cricket would have...
a 6-year-old Farhan. Well, actually, we're having
that
edge, and this time it is taken. He survived. Expect him to take, and it moves us a little bit closer to finding out if KL Rahul will open the batting again for India.
It does, doesn't it? He negotiated there for his score of 24 before finally being dismissed. He flirted with a couple of those, didn't he? Not just popular, one of the most decorated, and what a shot that is by Eddie Jack to get off the mark. Just leans on that and punch 87. There's a confidence pose there, isn't it? Leaning on the bat handle, hand on his hip.
Josh Tongue plays a beautiful shot. Oh, it's another beautiful shot. England maybe thinking, well, this is the last over before the second new ball, so maybe we'll have a go at that. But that one sat out at connect.
Oh, there's an appeal for Abu Dhabi from behind the stumps. A late.
Unusual for it to be that way around, for the wicketkeeper to go up and the bowler to turn around and sort of ask the question.
Oh, and that's a beauty, but once again.
You see a no ball in a competitive game, and almost always
Khalil Ahmed still looking for 5. Unable. Looking for that leg stump Yorker, and it's, well, untidy really.
Driven up in the air, wide of the man at cover. Didn't time that one, Eddie Jack. We'll come back for a comfortable couple years. But yes, I think so. Looks for the Yorker.
The classic double. Khalil Ahmed still looking for 5. Gets a play and miss from Josh Tong and a bit of shot in Northampton. And that's pushed down the ground. Beautifully played down the ground, Josh Tong. The straight drive. There's hands on hips for the Indian A fielders. And that's his.
Playing nicely here. Started off a little bit shakily. Nicked one through what was an empty first. Big shout for LBW. I think it's going down leg. That's a better ball. Just back of a length. Hey, Jack thought about pulling it. Swing and a miss. Loses his balance.
Might work for India A. And they will be starting to get frustrated. And that's a beauty. Nicely played. Off the hip. Eddie Jack. 16 off 40 and takes the score up to 320 for 9.
That's a big shout. A very big shout.
Fire to not raise the finger.
That's a beauty. That one wobbles around a little bit as well. Good
In the afternoon session. Oh, what a shot that is. Josh Tong, an on drive of dreams. That's
there are a fair few greater cricket minds than mine. And believe it or not, there are quite a lot of those as well. He bowled beautifully.
Yeah, it was a joy to watch, wasn't it? It was genuinely quite special to watch from the commentary box here at the W off the bowling of Chris Wokes.
What do you mean by the word adjudged?
Well, the umpire D.
Wilson centre end. Watchful. Lovely shot. Completely deliberate that from Jaiswal. Opens the face as a big gap.
Yeah, why not? Beautifully played, wasn't it? Overpitched from Chris Wokes, but I think you'd rather strike now. Still the 3 slips. That again beats.
Cut away. 4 runs. He looked in brilliant touch in the first innings. On to 6, India 11 without loss. 7 runs.
And Jaiswal on strike. And that is gone. George Hill tickles the outside edge of Yashasvi Jaiswal. Good celebration. And England have an early break.
Appointment from Jaiswal there. Missed out in the first innings. Missed out in the second. Or test 11.
Not quite, but.
Oh well. Yeah, sometimes you get into a lift late and it's busy, you don't really reckon.
Okay.
Oh, that's beautiful. I've looked at that and gone, yeah, okay. I really like that from KL Rahul. We talked about it a bit earlier. Tickled fine. Not sure there's any bat on it or if it just came off the 5 pad. I suspect the latter because it didn't run away to the boundary. A bit of
the extra one with Aishwaryan on strike. He can't. He offers width. He offers length, and it's
on this pitch. If you accidentally drag it short, it sits.
Searching for that consistency, and he doesn't get it. He does push it a bit fuller, but I wonder if the ball before had just given a 2 point.
Yeah, it just raced away that bit more quickly.
Anything more than that, I don't think. That one punched off the back foot, stylish this time. Through the offside, it won't make the boundary rope. Chris Wokes will do the for a third, so A good over for India 8, a poor one for Josh Thompson.
You'd think there'd be another seamer or a seam bowling all-rounder or a...
Shorts probably still can't get them. Oh, lovely. Sat up to be hit. Maybe hasn't quite timed it as well as I initially thought, KL Rahul. It's going to be chased. Long boundary out there.
It's in.
Oh, and that's gone down. That was potentially the start to that symphony for Josh Tong, and it's gone straight through.
Well, it was blinding us, but he's taken a step forward there as well, and almost.
Short ball. Wow-wee, KL Rahul. Don't bowl there. 24 off 29 now.
Nice round pulls. That's a lovely shot. We saw KL Rahul. He's pulled that almost through. It's almost ended up at long on.
Through to the slip cordon. Wow. That has flown past Emilio Gay at gully.
Touch. How would you bowl to him? That is an absolute.
Oh, Yorker, but 2 straight by Eddie Jack. Turned behind square by Isoran.
Of turning Yorkers into 4 balls. So Andy's ultimate for a 2-year side to right. As Hill was in. Rahul was on the back foot. And punching it away to the boundary. All about timing. Flicked upish. But into a gap. Wide of Jordan Cox. At mid-on, all he can do is chase it down.
Conceded 4 off the first over. Isoran looking for 1. Holden. He's been busy.
Cut away. That's a nice shot from KL Rahul. How many times have we said that over the course of the last couple of moves on? It's a 42.